is the Outlaw Posse, now in effect. In today's podcast, we're going to be, actually it's not a podcast, my bad, it's a live stream that we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to touch on a few topics. We're going to touch on the fact that the ACC and the Big 12 can actually stay relevant, in my opinion, if they do one or two things. But another story broke today as I was setting this thing up that I didn't expect, and that is the fact that Utah, who just joined the Big 12 from some sources, reliable sources at that, a guy, Philadelphia, works for the Philadelphia newspaper. I think he might have worked for the New York newspaper as well. Basically said that Utah may be considering leaving the Big 12. Where would they go? We'll talk about that. Conference realignment continues to percolate on both sides of those two conferences. Where are they going to end up? What's going to happen? Also, we'll have some nuggets on Oklahoma and Alabama because, most of the people that come up in here are of the two Crimson Nations. We also might touch on a little bit of LSU and Nebraska and anything else y'all want to talk about. I'll let y'all steer the conversation, and it'll go wherever y'all want it to go, because this is what? This is the home of the common Joey, where the common Sally, and they know, even more so than all those media talking heads. Now, before we get into this, I'd like to give a huge shout out to some of my sponsors that have been helping me out. This is Eric Mofield's handiwork right here of Mo's Woodsmith Shop. You'll see his information in the bottom scroll down there. He made this nice little cutting board for me. He can put anything on a piece of wood that you want. No lasers ever used in the making of any of these boards or any of these pieces of wood and fine art that Eric produces a lot of. So just hit him up. You'll see his information to contact down there in the bottom scroll. Also, you'll see this this laser powder coated signage right here. That's the Outlaw Posse logo that was made for me by Matt McWilliams. You'll see his information in the bottom as well. And you can contact at Matt at his email or his phone number that I put down there if you want to get you a sign made. Great sign. So y'all hit them up. Let's see who we got coming up in here so far. We got John Ritchie's in the house. Says, what's up, JPC? Michael Parks is in the house. He's our resident Longhorn. He's been on board for quite some time. Oh, yeah. And already out of the gate, Michael Parks says he can't wait to see Texas smash Oklahoma this year. Well, they didn't smash them last year. So I guess we'll see whether they do any smashing this year. So basically what you're trying to tell me here, Michael, is that you think maybe Oklahoma got lucky in that game? Is that what you're trying to say here, Michael Parks? Do tell. Because y'all did beat them 49-0 2 years ago. So, I don't know. Maybe you're saying they got lucky last year. You tell me. But, yeah, y'all jump out of this out of the comment section if you don't mind, and smash that like button. It'll push the algorithm and get more people up in here. And get this party crunk as we continue to try to prod along until the football season. I know a lot of y'all are struggling just like me. The college football annual should be coming out pretty soon, and we'll talk about them as well when I get one. I'm a big believer of Athlin's and Lindy's. Those are the two magazines that I usually get. Athlin's used to be my go-to, but I'll be honest with you. Lindy's has picked it up quite a bit in the last couple of years, and Lindy's magazines are pretty damn good. John Ritchie says, Michael Parks can't wait to see Texas defense fall apart and Quinn Ewers throw some more picks in the Red River rivalry. Michael Parks says the coach is a poser. Brent Venables is a transition coach. Well, now, that might be a good topic because I've seen something or another like that on a couple of websites where they were talking about Brent Venables might just be a transition coach, and he might be the next Gary Gibbs or something like that. I'll have to pull that up for y'all in just a second. I'm going to try to let a few more people get up in here as we touch on this conference realignment stuff and the fact that Utah may be leaving the Big 12 already. Let's go ahead and present that real quick for y'all. I'm going to pull that up for y'all right now. Oh, here it is. Share. There it is. Sharing is caring, right? Yeah, buddy. Says here, conference expansion report speculates that Utah might leave the Big 12. Could Utah be on the move? Fresh off of leaving the Pac-12 for the Big 12, Dick Weiss believes that Utah could be on the move yet again. It's a decision that might well usher in another round of conference expansion. Weiss is a legendary and highly reputable sports writer who has worked for the Philadelphia Daily News and the New York Daily News, who reported on Saturday night that Utah could be set to leave the Big 12 and join the ACC, marking the latest bit of news concerning conference realignment. Well, now, that's not going to go over well with a lot of the Big 12 people, especially my boy Kuz. This article goes on to talk about how the Big 12 is actually set to surpass the ACC in terms of financial resources. So why would Utah leave that situation? Because it makes more geographic sense to be in the Big 12 as opposed to be in the ACC. But as you can tell, this article goes on to say that by Utah joining the ACC, then the ACC could re-surpass the Big 12 possibly in getting Utah in the ACC. The ACC could actually surpass the Big 12. So what do y'all think about that? JPC and the posse. That's right, Mary Caroline. We riding up in the house here, and here comes Killer Breeze riding in as well. The Memorial Day live stream. Killer Breeze, Michael Parks was saying that he thinks that maybe y'all got lucky last year in that Red River rivalry because they did beat the shit out of y'all 49-0 the year before. Took a few turnovers to turn the tide, so to speak, for Oklahoma in that game. Also said that Brent Venables is a transition coach. I've been hearing that from a lot of outlets here lately. A lot of people saying that Brent Venables may not be the man. What do y'all think about that? If Utah leaves, that will be a big hit for the mediocre 12, says John Ritchie. I agree. That would be a big hit. But what they need to do, John, in my opinion, is they need to possibly, I think, instead of, them trying to pick each other off, and it looks like the ACC is trying to get ahead of that. I was telling Kuz that in his last little video he done, that who's to say the ACC won't try to go ahead and raid the Big 12 before the Big 12 raids them? But instead of doing all that, what could really save them, and that was the title of the video, in my opinion, what could save the Big 12 and the ACC is if they put their little differences aside and merge. Sure, you might have to drop a few teams. Okay. Drop the bottom 2 or the bottom 4 from each league and merge the others. I think the ACC has how many teams right now? Is it 16 or 18 or 17 with Notre Dame? Can't remember. But nevertheless, if you could take 12 of the top programs from the ACC and 12 from the Big 12 needs to change their name, by the way. From the Big 12, who have 16, that'd be 24 teams. Now, what 4 you would drop off, that's up to debate. Maybe y'all can let me know what 4 teams would you drop out of the ACC and the Big 12 to merge the two into a mega conference of 24 teams that might be able to actually not directly compete with the SEC and the Big 10, but they would at least be relevant and keep themselves in the conversation as far as being able to participate in the national playoffs every year. With the two conferences separated as they are as such right now, they may end up getting pushed out. I mean, we've already seen the Pac-12 bite the dust, and the Mountain West and the American and all those other conferences. They got their little one spot right now, but I see that eventually disappearing as well. And even further down the road, maybe 5 to 10 years from now, it would not surprise me if the Big Ten and the SEC tried to merge and push out the ACC and the Big 12. That's why I say right now is the time to get ahead of the curve, and maybe these two conferences join together, and that way they can at least put up some kind of fight against the Big Ten and the SEC from completely taking over college football. Big Cojones Kelly's in the house. He's been a member for 6 months now. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, this is true. We need that. We definitely need that. But I'm going to bring up some stuff here in just a second for the Oklahoma contingents up in here. But first, I'd like to get y'all's take on that. Y'all see these two conferences possibly merging into one? Would that be beneficial for them if they were able to do that? I really think that's their only option at this point, because what's going to happen, what's going to end up happening is the Big Ten and the SEC are going to start cherry picking these two conferences. Now, if they were to come together and merge and become a more attractive and lucrative looking conference, then they might be able to get a better TV deal. Whereas they wouldn't at that point, maybe some of those teams wouldn't leave. I think that it's probably pretty much a done deal that Florida State and Clemson are going to leave. North Carolina as well, maybe even Miami. Those four schools will probably definitely leave. But if those four schools leave, then the rest of the ACC should maybe think about merging with the Big 12. What do y'all think? Do kind of like the SEC and the big deal. Yeah, true that. John Ritchie also says Houston, Syracuse, Kansas, and Georgia Tech maybe as far as those that you would drop. John Ritchie, I don't know if they would drop Kansas and Georgia Tech, but I could definitely see Houston and Syracuse being dropped and maybe pushed down into the AAC, which is the American Athletic Conference, or maybe the Conference USA, something like that. What do y'all think? So let me bring up the little nuggets I found today that y'all might like. See what we got here. All right. This right here is a list of your commitments right now as it stands. The 2025 class for the Oklahoma contingent out there is as follows. Y'all got a lot of 4 stars, it seems, right here committed already. From Alex Shield Knight, Cortland Goley, Elijah Thomas, Grayson Harrison, Kevin Speary at quarterback, and so on and so forth. But the 2025 rankings as of right now this is still early, so don't get your panties up in a tizzy and think that your team either sucks or that your team is overachieving, because this can change, especially with this much time. Just ask USC what happened to them. They had a ranking where they were in the top 5, and then they ended up dropping out of the top 20. And Oklahoma ended up passing them after they made fun of Oklahoma. But right now, as it stands, they got Notre Dame ranked number 1, Ohio State number 2, Oklahoma number 3, LSU number 4, USC number 5, Texas A&M number 6, Syracuse number 7, Clemson number 8, Penn State number 9, number 10 is Auburn, number 11 is Alabama, number 12 is Texas. That's the top 12. I think that will definitely change. I think you'll see some teams drop out. Definitely Syracuse. Notre Dame will definitely not keep the number 1 ranking. Notre Dame will probably drop down to about 7th or 8th before this is all said and done. If you even scroll even further down here, they got Wake Forest at number 14. That right there tells you this is way too early to get hyped about. Yeah, they are number 3 right now, Thunder OU Center. But like I said, it's really early. This is 2025, not 2024. Now, if this was the 2024 rankings, I would say, yeah, you're probably right. That's something that you need to get stoked over. Now, I'm not sure where Oklahoma's ranked in this 2024 class. Maybe you guys and gals can tell me that or give me a link or something. But that was a little something I figured would be a very good positive for y'all. Let's see what we got here also on the breaking news front. It says right here that Oklahoma is underdogs in 5 SEC games already, according to Vegas. It says the college football world has slowed down significantly in the midst of the offseason. Players have left programs for the summer and recruiting is a bit of a halt. Blah, blah, blah. Going on down here, it says Sooner underdogs in at least 5 games. Oklahoma was continually atop the Big 12 consistently as a preseason pick to make the title game on a weekly basis. It was abnormal to see them as an underdog in any game in the Big 12. According to DraftKings, released odds for 7 of the Sooners games in 2024. Of the 7 SEC matchups, the sportsbook released odds for the Sooners are underdogs in 5 of 7 games. Oklahoma is a favorite against Tennessee and Auburn, which both make sense. DraftKings didn't give odds for the Sooners contest against South Carolina, which one would assume they enter as a favorite. That leaves them as underdogs against Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, and LSU. What do y'all think about that? $19.89M is in the house. How's it going, 1989M? If y'all don't mind, jump out of the chat, smash the like button, link it out to your friends, and then jump back in here. Woo! OU has not been an underdog in this many games in close to 30 years, says Killer Breeze. So what do y'all, just backtracking a little bit, I still want to get the feel for the gallery in there that coming in late. What do y'all think about the possibility of Utah going to the ACC? If I was in the conference now, man, I don't know if any conference could trust Utah at this point, man. They left the Pac-12, and now they want to lead the Big 12. I mean, they go to the ACC, where are they going to go next? The Big 10? I don't know. In my opinion, like I said earlier, I think these two conferences should definitely think about merging. John Ritchie says, I love the doubt. I hope that lights a fire under us. Yeah, hopefully it will. Let's go back to some of that stuff there. More breaking news from the Oklahoma front here. It seems like the Sooners softball team is well on their way to possibly four-peating, which would be epic. Not many programs have been able to four-peat. There's been a few three-peats in sports over the years, but there haven't been a lot of four-peats. Once you four-peat or five-peat, you get into some illustrious air. And, you know, with the likes of John Wooden and UCLA and the Yankees and how they, you know, have put together 5 and 6 championships in a row, you're getting in some elite air if you can win 4 in a row. So while a lot of people don't really, you know, take softball as seriously as they probably should, this is still quite a feat for any sports program to be able to win 4 in a row. ESPN analyst gives Brent Venables slim chance to win a national championship. It says here, Oklahoma is a blue blood. It's one of the top few programs held on the pedestal in the nation would want to be. While being consistently near the top of college football, the Sooners are coming up on 25 years removed from their last national championship. ESPN analyst Greg McElroy isn't a big believer in Venables' ability to take the Sooners to a national championship. In fact, he's pretty confident Venables and the Sooners won't be hoisting a national championship trophy anytime soon. People are probably going to say that's really a low number. I think the likelihood of winning a national championship at Oklahoma under Brent Venables is 10%. 10%. Damn. Greg? You know, you're an Alabama boy, but, I could see you maybe saying 40 or 50%. Damn, 10% for a program that's been a blue blood for over 100 years. Heading into the ACC, which will mark an entirely new era for Oklahoma and college football as a whole, Sportsbooks University are setting the Oklahoma's over and under win total at 7.5. This would leave them right around mid-table in the SEC. So I guess they're calling them mid-carders already, huh? That should light a fire under y'all's ass for real. To me, it's a pretty good number right now, he says. I don't know about that. 8-4, 9-3 is more of a good number to me. Oklahoma doubted heading into the 2024 college football season. Being doubted is nothing new for the football program in Norman. Now, no longer playing in the Big 12, the disbelief only grows stronger. I guess because they're going to the SEC. The reason behind the doubt from the sports book and prominent sports figures is the program's schedule heading into the SEC. As a blue blood program building off a double-digit win season, the Sooners are underdogs in a handful of games. We just discussed that. Says here, though, sure, the Sooners might not win a national championship this year, but an expanded playoff format competing in the toughest conference can help the team eventually make a title run. Venables fits the style of the SEC, and his coaching, which turns into more of a CEO-style role as the coordinators on both sides of the ball have changed, and Venables can let them control more as he floats around each position group. This season will be defining for the head coach, and they're looking to make an arrival in the SEC. So there's a lot of doubters out there. A lot of doubters. So what do y'all think about that? College football with Jonathan Lewis is in the house. He says, your favorite analyst is Greg McElroy. Doubtful. Very doubtful, jackass. You know I'm not a big fan of Greg McElroy. I know he's an Alabama boy, but he tries too hard to play it like, oh, I'm very unbiased towards Alabama, blah, 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 blah. Which makes me realize something I need to. Let me do something real quick. I'm going to try to send some invites out, maybe get some people up in here, get some opinions up in this thing. Let's see if we can bring Jonathan Lewis in the house here. I don't know about sending an invite or not. I think I sent Killer one earlier, but maybe it didn't go through. Denizen's in the house. Denizen says Stoops certainly had his chances and should have won at least one more national championship. But he didn't. By the way, Denizen, didn't you say you wanted to be on here live? Just let me know, man. You said you had to get a little bit liquored up to get on here. But, hey, get your bottle of tequila. Take you about 4 or 5 shots. Get your ass on here. We'll make you famous. Just like old Billy Gunn from Young Guns said, I'll make you famous. This is true. Alabama softball team just beat Tennessee in back-to-back games. Yesterday, they beat them in 14 innings. So Alabama's going back to the World Series, I think, for the first time in about 3 or 4 years. It's been a while for us. Oklahoma's on the cusp of doing something pretty historical. 3-peats are historical. Don't get me wrong. They're hard to come by, too. But once you get into the 4-peat era, it's just like I said earlier, that's elite era. Not many programs or organizations of any kind in sports have been able to 4-peat. Should Patty Gasso win that? I make light of softball a little bit and aggravate. But a 4-peat in any sport is something to talk about, even if it's water polo. Yeah, I sent you an invite earlier, Killer Breeze. I don't know if it went through. John says, I'm helping host a graduation party tonight. What are you graduating from? Is it neckbeard college? You showing people how to grow that neckbeard? By the way, I told Jonathan, and Killer Breeze even said this as well. Killer Breeze and I seem to think that Jonathan should change the name of his vanilla-ass channel, College Football with Jonathan Lewis. Boy, that took some ingenuity. We think he should change the name to Neckbeard Sports. It would set him apart from everybody else. And like Killer Bree said, he can even do a little silhouette of the neckbeard. Like, the brow for Anthony Jackass that plays for Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron or LaChina James. NBS, indeed, NBS. Yes, actually, I got a link for Jonathan that my son sent me that I got to send him. John Ritchie. He's graduating from Shrooms University. There's a link my son sent me about some mushrooms that you can get, Jonathan. We'll hook you up with that later. Mary Caroline's giggling like hell. What you over there shitting and giggling about, Mary? Damn. I got her ticker box turned over early on. We ain't but 26 minutes in. Poor old Mary Caroline. When you going to be on the show? You'll be the first female on here. We never had a female on the live edition. That's right. But let me stop this real quick. Let me show y'all something else that y'all might be interested in. The Alabama contingent up in here, if there's any. See what we got here. Oh, look at that. That's the guy that's going to break everyone's hearts right there. Oh, Kalen DeBoer. Just when they thought, damn, we're done with Nick Saban. Finally, we can do something. Finally, we can win a championship. But the thing is, Kalen DeBoer is coming off an appearance in the national championship game. So what makes you think he's going to slack off from the trajectory that his career is already on? Just saying. Right here for the Alabama people, it looks like Alabama's in on a bunch of commits. Dawson Merritt, a 4-star edge rusher, has narrowed it down. He is from Kansas. He's narrowed it down to Alabama and Nebraska. Scott, our resident Nebraska guy who I haven't seen here yet, he would like to hear that Nebraska's in the top 2 for a pretty damn good 4-star edge rusher. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. Pretty good guy. They also have Micah DeBose, 4-star offensive lineman, who is pretty much said that Alabama is probably the team that he's going to end up committing to. Keelan Russell's a 4-star quarterback that has committed already to SMU, but Alabama is looking to flip him from SMU. That'll be the second time SMU's lost a big-time quarterback commit if they lose that one. Someone committed to him. Who was that? It might be an Arch Manning. That originally said he might go to SMU. SMU just gets teased, man, and they get their shit to it. Marcus Harris, 4-star wide receiver, is another one that Alabama's in on. A lot of these guys are going to make visits in June, and Alabama will know more in June as to whether they are going to be the team that these great stars choose. So it doesn't look like Alabama's missing much of a beat in recruiting thus far under Kalen DeBoer, and that was a big question coming in whether Kalen DeBoer could actually recruit down here in the South. But he's aligned himself with numerous coaches from this area. The guy that's the defensive coordinator, Womack, is from South Alabama. He was the head coach down there, and he ended up coming to Alabama as the defensive coordinator. So what do y'all think about that? I thought Alabama was going to miss a beat, didn't you? I tell y'all, man, y'all thought I'm trolling you. But Alabama's not going to miss a beat. Now, sure enough, down the road, 2 or 3 years down the road, once Saban's system gets filtered out, you'll really be able to tell how good Kalen is, just like you did with Les Miles, who everybody thought it was cute when his ass was eating grass out there. But then when he started losing Alabama, he lost 8 in a row, it wasn't cute anymore. And they ended up getting rid of him in the middle of the season, thought they were going to get Jimbo Fisher, and got screwed on that and ended up getting with Ed Orgeron. Then Farmer Fran ripoff, Ed Orgeron. Oh, what's his name? Big Coney's Kelly like that little reference, huh? That time is Alabama. Roll Tide. Go Tigers. That guy was something special, I tell you. The Sooners will cream Bama, says Colorado fan 27. Haven't seen you up in here before, Colorado fan. By the way, Colorado fan, how's old con time Deion Sanders doing these days? I've been hearing a little something from a guy by the name of David Wood that sends me a few messages from time to time that one of his sons has already filed bankruptcy. What the hell happened on that? Damn, he's showing that Louis too much, ain't he? Old con time, man, he looks like he's about to fold, man. Looks like the gig is up. Looks like the con is up. He had his little run at Jackson State, and everybody thought he was great because he was using his fame and glory to basically get an advantage over the SWAC coaches at that level. But now that Deion is on a level where everybody else is just as good, if not better at recruiting, Deion is starting to fade. He's already went 4-8. The worst thing could have happened to y'all was him starting 3-0, because all it did was mask the fact that he is not a head coach. He's just a sideshow. He's a circus act. He's an ass clown. Ass clown. I see. That's right. That's right. Old Deion Sanders is an ass clown. Damn, where'd Colorado go? You done disappeared on us already? Look at here. He says Deion Sanders is going to win the Big 12, man. What's up with that? Y'all believe that shit? Let me re-invite some more people up in here. Sometimes these invites ain't taking real well or something. Anybody want to be on live tonight? Instead of calling into the show, I can send y'all a link to the live show, and I can have y'all up in here. Just give me your email address, and I'll send it to you. Let's see what we can do here about getting some more folks up in here for y'all. Get some variety. Let me resend that. All right. Gmail. All right. I'm going to send one more. Gmail. All right. Let's see what we got here. DJ Flavor Flav. All right. There we go. Yeah, I suspect Deion Sanders is probably going to shit the bed this year. Me and Jonathan and Lewis, we done a prediction video on the exploits of the one I call Con Time Deion Sanders. And I don't know if he's going to reach that 4-game plateau this year, Colorado fan. He might win 3 games. Y'all might lose that first game in North Dakota State, man. They're nothing to play with. They're a powerhouse in Division FCS. And they've knocked off quite a few middle-of-the-road teams like Minnesota, and Colorado would be one of those middle-of-the-road teams that North Dakota State might be able to beat. Yeah, I agree. Only right-wing Duck Sand said he don't agree with that. He don't think that you're going to win the Big 12 there, Colorado fan. Hell, y'all couldn't even win the Pac-12, man. Hey, y'all barely won the Colorado championship. Colorado State had y'all beat, man. I think y'all just need to go ahead and cut your losses on this whole circus act. I mean, it was a good little experiment, but it looks like it's not going to work out. Killebreeze said he's coming, so I guess he's peeling his tater. You need to tell us all that, Killebreeze. Thunder OU Center says, would Deion Sanders get fired next year? I tell you what, if he wasn't anywhere else, he probably would. But because he's in the state of Colorado, where their expectations ain't quite as high, and the fact that they only won 1 game the year before he came, so he'll be like, well, I did more than double. I quadrupled your win total. Y'all only had 1 win, so y'all got 4 wins now. That's great. No, it's not. If Colorado doesn't win at least 7 games this year, if I was Colorado, I'd fire his ass. Especially all the stink he's been making and all the embarrassment he's caused in the national media with some of the stupid shit he's been saying. I'd like to see Colorado become competitive again like they were under, who was that, Bill McCartney? I used to like Bill McCartney. I used to love Bill McCartney. He was a good coach. Who cares about USC? Hell, everybody beat USC, man. USC was 7-5 last year. You not see it? Oh, Mary Caleb Williams' fingernails shit the bed. I won the Heisman Trophy. I'm going to repeat. No, you're not. Because Utah owns your ass. Utah done beat them 3 years in a row now. Not 3 years in a row, but 3 times in a row. They beat them 2 times in one season and the year before that. So that's 3 in a row. Fred Bagley's in the house. Fred Bagley says Deion may not make it to the end of the season. May not, man. And he's been losing his damn noodle here lately. Hey, if you don't mind, Colorado fan, and all of y'all, if you don't mind, jump out of the chat here, smash the like button, and share it out to your friends. Let's get some more people up in here. Get some more Colorado people up in here. And get them to take up for what y'all like to call Coach Prime. I call him Coach Con. But, you know, hell, it's a healthy debate, a little smack talk in between. Ain't going to hurt nothing. Deion has been nothing but respectable. To who? To his sons? Maybe. Outside of that, he's been very disrespectful. Him and his son ganged up on that boy that transferred out. His sons are saying, "Oh, I didn't remember this guy. He was on your team, moron." Osaka Zulu Sanders. He gonna get sacked a lot this year too. I hate to tell you, man, but Osaka Zulu Sanders, he gonna be a lot of long situations. A lot of 3rd and longs for Colorado this year. Travis Hunter, they playing him too much, man. They playing him way too much. Yeah, I know what Deion's gonna say. Oh, Travis said he wanted to play it much. Yeah, but that's why you're the coach, Deion, and they're the players. You're supposed to be the adult here, and you're supposed to say, "Hey, you're playing too many snaps, Travis. You're going to end up getting the boy hurt, man. He ain't going to be able to make it in the NFL. He's going to be banged up, and his damn knees are going to be blowed out and shit." I'm just saying, man, I'm trying to help you. Think I'm trolling you, but I'm seriously trying to help you here because Deion has always been about Deion. He's not respectable. He's a fake. And he's really doing a lot of detrimental harm to the Colorado program, in my opinion. Y'all probably won't cut losses with him this year unless he just bottoms out. Now, if he just wins 1 or 2 games, even Colorado might fire him. But if he wins 4 or 5 games this year, they'll probably keep him another year. Deion will probably get fired in 2025, in my opinion. Colorado had the toughest conference last year. What? You mean the conference that don't exist anymore? Come on, man. I'll give you Oregon and Washington. They're pretty tough. USC ain't tough, man. USC ain't tough at all. Matter of fact, the year that USC went 11-3, they weren't tough. They were probably the worst 11-win team in the history of college football. I'm just being quite honest with you. I'm not smack talking. I'm not trolling. I'm trying to be brutally honest with you. Speaking of brutally honest, let's bring in a man that's always been brutally honest. He even got my blood pressure up a time or two. It's Killer Bree, the Houston Jackass.
Can you hear me?
Get the gremlins out of his internet. Can you got the gremlins out of your internet yet?
I don't know. So we got
Colorado fan 27 says he thinks Texas will probably win the SEC next year. By next year, do you mean this year or do you really mean next year? Because they'll be starting a new quarterback in 2025. If Texas is going to win the SEC, in my opinion, brother, it'll probably be in this year. This would be a good year for Texas to win it while they still got Quinn Ewers. Yeah, I know Arch Manning's coming in, and he's supposed to be really great and everything, but you're basing that a lot on his name and the stuff he done in the spring game. I don't know if Texas can win the SEC next year. I think SEC, they can win it this year. I definitely think Texas can win it this year. Let's not even put everyone through this tonight. You come on in, try it again, brother. Try it again. Try it again, man. Need to move closer to town, man. Let's bring up some more Oklahoma shiznit here. Since we got a lot of Oklahoma people in here, I'm going to cater to whoever's in here. And y'all want to bring up another topic. Here's something I want to ask y'all about right here. Let's see what we got here. There it is. This right here is a list of podcasts, Oklahoma podcasts, that a lot of you guys that watch my channel watch. And I just want to get an idea of how much y'all really like these channels that are put in my news feed here. You got Unfair Sports, the PG Show. How are they? Unfair Sports pretty good? What about the PG Show? Is that a pretty good one? OU Insiders, Sooner Scoop, On a Canoe, HOF College Football with the Marshmallow and the Marshmallow coach, Locked on Sooners, Oklahoma's Breakdown with Eichert and Lehman, SEC Filtered, and Late Kick with Josh Pate are the podcasts that are ranked highly amongst the guys and gals out there that view my channel. Where would y'all rank those? Who's the best ones on there? Who would you like to see me do a show with? Is there a certain podcaster here that you would like to see me do a live with? Thunder OU says it's just good to see you in the chat, Killer. Killer Breeze says, what is Utah's gripe with the Big 12? Nothing really. You know, Utah already said that they wouldn't. Utah already said that they would be, their administration said they would not be surprised to be playing USC and UCLA down the road. If that was even before they joined the Big 12, Killer. But if you want to try to come back up in here, you can, brother. So, yeah, to answer your question, they didn't really want to come to the Big 12, to be honest with you. And I think they're looking at that Big 10 invite down the road. But now they're saying that they might join the ACC because if they joined the ACC, it would give them and the ACC a push, and it would get them more recognized on the East Coast where a lot of the media is and a lot of the population of the United States still exists. So it would help Utah as far as becoming a national brand if they were to join either the ACC or possibly the Big 10 at the end of the road at some point. 56 Timer says, good evening, Cowboy and Killer, Boomer and Roll Tide, and keep stirring the pot. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to keep stirring the pot, brother. And like I said earlier, if y'all don't mind, jump out of the chat, smash the like button, and link this out to some of your friends. Let's get this party crunk up a little bit here on the Memorial Day weekend. I figured it'd probably be a little slow tonight, but Killer Breeze thought it would be a good idea to jump on here tonight, so that's what I did. Fred Bagley says, I like Two Plane Sports. They're homers, but very good, nice show. Well, now, really? Let's see. Is that on there? Two Plane Sports. I don't see Two Plane listed. These are the ones listed in relation to my channel. It's basically telling me who my audience watches. And I was just wanting to get a rundown of them and see what you guys thought about maybe me inviting them on my show or possibly even being on their show at some point. The one in the middle, I doubt that'll ever happen because he's got some kind of little axe to grind, and he got all emasculated by me and Killer Bree. So shit happens. Shit happens, I reckon. Let's see what else we got here for y'all. Oh, here it is. I wanted to show Colorado fans something if he's still in here. Are you still with us, Colorado fan? I got something that you might be interested in seeing. Here it is. Y'all see that? Look at that. Look at that jersey, man. That's a nice jersey, man. I even done some alterations to it there, Colorado fan. Where you at, Colorado fan? Yeah. Coach Con Time Deion Sanders. Damn, you've been had. Y'all been had, man. He didn't got y'all, man. I'll be honest with you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think old Deion done pulled it over on y'all. See what else we got here for you. Y'all see that? What does that say? I'm talking about respect earlier, right? According to this meme, he ain't got respect for much of anybody. He says Coach Prime has no respect for recruits. Con Time Deion Sanders. Like it, don't you, Colorado? I'm just messing with you, brother. I'm just messing with you. I wouldn't mind having a few Colorado people up in here, brother. Just hit the subscribe button if you don't mind, and like the video. Share it out to all your friends. We can get here and talk some healthy smack talk. What do you think about that? Colorado fans trying to lick y'all's butt a little bit. Venables is going to get Coach of the Year in the SEC. Well, he's going to have to win more than 8 games to do that. And from what they're saying, Las Vegas odds, 7.5 is the odds from Vegas on Oklahoma's win total this year. So even if they exceed that with 8 or 9 wins, I don't think he'll be SEC Coach of the Year. It's going to take something extraordinary from Brent for him to win SEC Coach of the Year. I think if Brent Venables wins 10 or 11 ball games, that would probably get him Coach of the Year. So you'd like to see me on the Outlaw and the PG show. You'd like to see me on the PG show and Unfair Sports. All right. Well, do me a favor. Go over and hit them up and tell them what you want to see, man, and we'll hook it up. But you got to put that whisper in the ear, because I think Mark Rogers with the voice of college football, he's the voice of 132 teams or whatever it is he does. He's wanting me to be on his show too, so I'm gonna probably end up being on his show first. But if y'all want to make a suggestion to those guys and they want to hit me up, I'll be open to being on this show. Donnie says he's heard that Deion Sanders no longer claims Florida State is his school. What happened? Well, the fake Indians down there on the reservation in Tallahassee, Donnie, wouldn't give him a job. He wanted to come on as a graduate assistant or some kind of an assistant, and Florida State wouldn't give him the time of day. So Deion Sanders went to Jackson State and got the head coaching job, and we know what happened from there. He started doing pretty well at that level. Came to the big time of college football, and he's had 1 season so far, so can't really judge him quite yet. He did take a team that only had 1 win and took them to 4 wins, so that is technically progress. So this year will be a telltale for Deion. If he can win 6 or 7 games, he might survive for a good 2 or 3 more years. If he doesn't, if he comes in and wins 4 games again, they'll probably give him 1 more season, and after 2025, I would say that probably part ways with Coach Contact. Deion doesn't even respect his players. This is true. In my opinion, he won't even recruit Colorado fan. My problem with Deion is he said this come out of his own mouth, is that he don't go on recruiting visits because he doesn't want to seem like he's showing favoritism to any one recruit, which I don't buy because Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Brent Venables, Dabo Sweeney, all these big name coaches go on recruiting visits. They prioritize. It's just the way it is. To me, it just sounds like Deion's being a little lazy. That's the way it comes across to everybody, Colorado fan. So I just need to get his ass in check and tell him to start acting like a real coach. He wants people to call him Coach Prime. He wants people to respect him and call him coach. But then he wants to act like one of the boys, like he's one of the players. He's having problems, just like a lot of these diva athletes that now suddenly want to be a coach, like Terrell Owens. That'll be a disaster. Whoever does that shit, they're going to be screwed. Brought the guy in from Tampa Bay, what's his name, the defensive guy, Warren Sapp. He brought him on staff. It's another guy that I think is having problems with letting go of his fame. So these players just can't let go. Fred Bagley says you and Jay would be a good show. You'd probably make PG cry. Well, if his name sounds like what it sounds like, Fred, you're probably right. I probably would make PG cry because I'm rated R. I'm the rated R superstar, just like Edge was back in the day in WWE. I'm the rated R superstar of YouTube. Not rated X, mind you. I'm not vulgar, over the top, and perverted and shit like Joe Biden supporters and whatnot. Oops, sorry, that slipped. No, it didn't. I did it on purpose. Yeah, Killer, where'd you go? Where'd Killer go? You already made him cry. Made him cry a couple times. Colorado fan says Deion in prime time will make it to the playoffs. Heard it here first. Well, I hope you come back on this channel and say that shit again. Also, if y'all want to find me off air here, if you want to give me some topics for discussion, if you want to make some suggestions, you can find me on Twitter, aka X, aka the Bowels of Pluto, whatever they're going to call it next week. At OCF Productions. Hit me up on X and DMs and add me and whatnot, and I'll add you back, and you can give me some topics for conversation. Also, I can be reached on Facebook under Jesse Paul Clark. That's Jesse without the I, Colorado fan. If you want to ever be on the show, because this is the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sally in the Know. Even more so than all media talking heads. And I like to have people that are just common Joes that put the national media in the know. Because without the common Joes, the national media would never find out certain things. Chad Johnson's being one of those guys for sure. That's true. Fred Bagley seems to think that you're telling some kind of joke, Colorado fan. Are you the next Eddie Murphy? Is this, instead of Eddie Murphy Raw, is this Colorado fan Raw? You want to try to hit that link again, Killer Breeze? Oklahoma break down the outlaw. Why not? Yeah. Like I said, y'all have to whisper in their ear. Somebody went and told Mark Rogers, who's, he's a little pristine and he likes to keep it on a G level, PG rated. They told him that one of the fans of my show went over and told him that he needed to have me on the show. And now all of a sudden he wants me on his show. So I may be on Mark Rogers TV, his channel, pretty soon. But the only way that happened was someone whispered in his ear. So y'all have to go do that with them as well, I'm sure, because a lot of those guys don't know how to take me. I feel like maybe they're even a little intimidated. I don't know. But I don't try to intimidate anyone. I'm a little too blunt, I guess. Killer Breeze says, I have a topic of discussion. Why do we count games for 1947? That's ridiculous. Nothing for 1947 should count. It makes OU the best program of all time. It does. It really does. Shit. I think we should start counting games. I know football began in 1888 with Princeton and Rutgers. But, football was probably being played before then, Killer. It was probably being played on the pastures out there, Little House on the Prairie and shit with Bonanza and stuff back in the 1850s and 60s. So we'll just start counting games back when Bonanza Tech was being coached by Michael Landon. How about that? Hey, like that shit. We're just going to count it all. We're going to count it all, man. We're going to go back to George Washington days when he was playing football with wooden teeth and shit. We're going to count the George Washington days when they played for I don't know, London A&M. When they invaded and come over here and invaded and shit. I don't know, man. You tell me, when should we start counting college football? Yeah. Lehman and Eckerd, that's the Oklahoma breakdown, yeah. I'm not talking about them. I was talking about some of these other guys. PG, whatever. Jay at Unfair Sports. I don't know, man. They think I'm a little too edgy for them. That's what I think the problem is with them. 1795. Sounds like a good year. Who was playing football in? 1795. Might be Southern Mayflower, Plymouth State of Maine. How about that shit? John Ritchie says, Killer Breeze, who do you think about Seth McGowan returning to FBS? I'm not sure who Seth McGowan is. I'm sure he's some Oklahoma player. Let's see what else we got here for y'all. What is this right here? I think this is something Killer Breeze give me. Oh, shit. I think it is. Let's bring this up. This is something Killer Breeze is some artistic work that him and my son came up with. Oops, there it is. Damn, the hell is that? Like a damn marshmallow in the house. Wasn't me that done it now. Y'all can't blame me. Killer Breeze gave him the nickname, and my son just done the art. So there you go. Not my fault, man. Just like the Brothers Osborne show, the Brothers Osborne song says, it's not my fault. It's not my fault, man. I didn't do it. What else we got here? Oops, there's another one. Damn, the hell is that? Look like an ass clown. Doesn't it look like an ass clown to y'all? He'll really like this shit. He'll get a dig out of this. He'll really like that, huh? Oh, ass clown marshmallow. Damn, JJ. He's still licking up on Mary Kayla Williams' fingernails ass. He keeps talking about how he's a great guy. He's a blah, 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 stand up, fingernail painting transgender wannabe. What else I got on here? What else we got on here? I think we might have a mushroom in the house. Y'all want to see what a man looks like that got drank under the table? There it is right there. Hey, I like that shit. Look at that. Look at that neck beard, boy. Look at that. That's a Big Al's here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the night that Jonathan got drank under the table. You believe that shit? He looked like he done. Look at his eyes. Looked like he might have hit some shrooms early on. What do y'all think? Yeah, that was an ass clown. I might be able to call this an ass clown too. I don't know, but that's a neckbeard clown there, right? Shroom Man. You got a new nickname. Shroom Man. Da 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 da. By the way, I got a new up here. I got a new little Hot Wheel. I've been getting Hot Wheels when I was a kid. I had collected Hot Wheels, and yeah, I collected Hot Wheels when I was younger. I had a bunch of them. I gave them away to my little cousin, and just tore them up, man. I kept them in pristine condition. Wish I'd saved them. I could have passed them on my son and my grandson. But, I've had this Back to the Future, the DeLorean up here for quite some time. But now I got the Batmobile. So I'm going to go and try to get Hot Wheels of famous movies and that kind of shit. Y'all got any suggestions? I tried to invite him on, but he claimed he was helping with some kind of graduation party, man. Sounds to me like he's making excuses. It's the neckbeard. Da, 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 da. How'd y'all like the thumbnail? That's from The Greatest American Hero. It's an old TV show back in the day. He was like the Benny Hill version. If y'all remember Benny Hill, I'm showing my age now. Since a lot of y'all ain't old enough to remember who Benny Hill was, he'd be like the Superman version of Jackass, the show. He was a bumbling idiot that somehow always come out on top, sort of like Inspector Gadget or some shit. Kid from Knight Rider, huh? I didn't think about that one. That's a damn good one. It's a damn good one, John. I'm definitely going to have to get me a Knight Rider Hot Wheel. I'd like to get me one of them B.J. McKay. Y'all watch B.J. McKay and his best friend Bear. If you haven't, y'all can go back. The great thing about today's internet and YouTube, you can go back and watch some of these old series that you normally wouldn't have been able to watch in the early 2000s and 90s. There used to be a show called B.J. McKay and his best friend Bear. This truck driver drove around with a freaking monkey in the cab. But I'd like to get his transfer truck as a Hot Wheel. I always wondered, did BJ, when the monkey was bad, did BJ spank his monkey? Yes, Benny Hill was an effing riot. You're right. By the way, you'll see people in here with their badges. Denizen, Fred Bagley in the house. Killer Breeze, if you want to get your badge like them and get deputized and be on the podcast as a random Four Horsemen shout out, as well as possibly the comment of the day, it's not but $2.99 a month. It's just 75 cents a week. It's just a half a bottle of water for the outlaw. It's a little join button next to subscribe button on the actual channel. Two different things. Subscribing's free. Joining, like I said, $2.99. You get your badge, you get deputized. You be in the outlaw posse. Yes, that's another one. Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Definitely need to get that one. Maybe Herbie and the Love Bug too. What do you think? Give me a little Herbie and the Love Bug. I don't know if that one's too PG for me or not. Benny Hill wasn't one. Benny Hill was like soft porn for me. I used to like it when you pat that old man on the head, man. You go up to that old man, pat his ass on the damn head. But my favorite thing in the whole show was, because I was coming of age, I was like 11 or 12 years old. He'd take that one of them damn umbrellas and pull that girl's skirt up and you see her panties. I was like, oh shit. And that was Benny Hill and Wonder Woman and Daisy Duke. They were some of my early days of coming of age. Coming of age. That's good enough. That's PG, right? Maybe PG had me on the show and I can say that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Hot Wheel. Yep, I'd like to have one of those. The Monster Mobile. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Y'all give me some good ideas, brothers and sisters. Although we only have one sister in here, and I think she done dipped on us. That being Mary Caroline. So, what y'all do for this Memorial Day weekend? Y'all grill out anything, any special foods or recipes that y'all can give me? Y'all let me know. Oh, shit. Can't believe I forgot about them, Fred. Ginger and Mary Ann. Damn. Oh, and the Three's Company chicks. And I Dream of Jeannie. Damn. Dang, y'all bringing back some good memories. And I Dream of Jeannie wouldn't last very long these days. With, her having to call him master and everything. Being at his beck and call and that kind of shit, they would definitely lose their damn noodle and wet their diapers on the liberally spastic front out there, because you can't kid around and joke about anything these days without someone playing a race card or saying you're being sexist, right? All right, John, I'm going to check it out right now, brother. Y'all get some more people in here, man, or I'm going to have to shut her down. All right, let's see what we got here from John Ritchie. John Ritchie is sending me a message, and he's going to say to me, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good Hot Wheel, too. The Eliminator Coupe. But that's not from a movie. I want one of these movie. That's my theme up here. I got the DeLorean from Back to the Future, and then I got the Batmobile. Got that, yeah. Valley Bertinelli from One Day at a Time, yeah. Boom shakalaka boom. Got to go, duty calls. All right, brother. I appreciate you coming in here and hanging out. Denzel's got his badge too, by the way. I forgot to mention him. Denzel's been him and Killer Breeze are right up there for comments of the day. I think they tied for like 3 apiece or some shit. Iconic from the MTV, though, says John Ritchie. Yeah, you're right, brother. And I always liked that kind of car. I wouldn't mind having one day if I ever get rich or get famous. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, right? Let's pull up some more stuff for y'all. Share screen. Let's go back on this a little bit. Here we go. Here's some nice positive vibes. Can the Sooners' offensive line, see if y'all can see that. Can the Sooners' offensive line drive the wagon? The Oklahoma Sooners are preparing for their first football season as an SEC member with Brent Venables in his 3rd year. However, the team is concerned about its offensive line as replacing all 5 last year starters. Additionally, the team has a new offensive coordinator in Seth Luttrell, which makes the offense a question mark going into the 2024 season. Reports suggest the Oklahoma Sooners offensive line faces some challenges in selecting proper personnel. The Oklahoma team is fortunate to have Bill Biedenbaugh as their tenured offensive line coach since 2013. Biedenbaugh has built a strong reputation as one of the country's best offensive line talent developers. Says he's facing his biggest challenge so far. Oklahoma's team will heavily depend upon transfer players for experience. 4 of its 6 upperclassmen will be brand new players of the program. Spencer Brown and Michael Tarquin are the only players in their last year of eligibility. I can't pronounce his name or his name. I'll try. Fabechi Nuwawi and Jerry and Hatchett are expected to be the starting guards for Sooners' 2024 season. Troy Everett will be considered the starting center along the offensive line. Jacob Sexton, who started 4 games at right tackle, closely follows him. So, I guess they're saying that your offensive line is the key to your success this year. You need somebody to block for Jackson Arnold being his first full year as a starter. If that offensive line gels, Oklahoma could be a dark horse to basically sorry about that. I clicked off that shit by accident. Some good stuff on here for the Oklahoma Sooners. See what else they got here. Says that Walker was frustrated. Tawee Walker was frustrated, so he left because the Oklahoma backfield was too much for him to compete with. Oklahoma Sooners are a wild card in 2024. Can y'all see that? I'm going to bring that up for y'all right now. There we go. See if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Oklahoma Sooners are a wild card in 2024. This felt incredibly far away. This left a couple of college football dominoes to fall. First, Lincoln Riley left Norman, and the Sooners head off to Los Angeles. Blah, blah, blah. We already know about that. Sooners a wild card heading into the SEC. The SEC is a true gauntlet. Brent Venables has a lot to prove. He's heading into his third season as the coach of Oklahoma. In year one, he was 6-7. Last season, he finished 10-3, showing plenty of promise. The program hasn't lost a step in recruiting. That's big. Says Venables, scrolling on down here, Venables has reloaded the offense. Oh, not the offense, the defense. Venables has reloaded the defense. They've got all the talented needed combined with the right system in place to take a leap in that department. On the other side of the football, Jackson Arnold looks more primed than to take a leap. So they're saying he might be pretty good. My floor is actually 6-6, says Staples. I don't think there's a world they don't make a bowl game, but my ceiling in the college football playoff berth, and I believe anything in between that because I don't know. That's what Andy Staples is saying. This team is hard to project. Arnold was a true freshman. There's new coordinators on both sides of the ball, and it's a tough schedule. So, basically saying that, Oklahoma, like we was discussing earlier, if their offensive line can gel, that might be the difference. Beating Tennessee is paramount. If they beat Tennessee, going down to Auburn is going to be a booger-boo too. But if y'all somehow make it through those two landmines and y'all get to the Texas game undefeated, this could actually be a pretty good season for Oklahoma. Win 10 or 11 games, maybe even 12. Outlaw, who stays healthy, will have a big leg up this year. Injuries will be a big key. Yeah, injuries are always a big key, brother. But anyway, I just want to come in and hang out with y'all for a few minutes on this Memorial Day weekend and give y'all a shout out. Tell y'all I really appreciate the support that I've been getting for this channel here lately. Been getting a lot of new subscribers, and there have been a lot of great donations to the program, and I appreciate the hell out of y'all. And with that, before I go, we'll leave with Thunder OU Center saying beating Mid-Pooh is also very important for OU. Yeah, Mid-Pooh has been talking a lot of smack, so y'all need to beat Mid-Pooh. Y'all need to beat them down. But to me, I think Missouri is probably a dark horse to contend for the SEC title, to be quite honest with you. And with that, I'm out of here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share me out to all your friends, KMCA, to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.